Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to be playing a little game called Crash Twinsanity. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, then you might remember that I actually uploaded a video of this game already back in 2024. However, I did not have a camera at that time, and I didn't have any commentary in that video. It is one of the most popular videos on the channel, which thank you so much for that. But I wanted to revisit it again today because I'm kind of in the mood to play it, and I wanted to make some commentary out of it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other suggestions for other games I should play like this in the future, then please don't be afraid to submit them down in the comments below. But with that, enough rambling, let's go ahead and get straight on into the video. I hope you enjoy. Alright, everything is up and running. So now, let me just grab the controller. I hope the camera doesn't fall. Ah, the classic PS2 intro. Man, that brings back a lot of memories, dude. This was the first console that I pretty much ever owned, by the way. Ah, man, it takes me back. Classic logo. But yeah, this game, Crash Twinsanity, was a big childhood game of mine. I put in so many hours into this game as a kid, and it was just phenomenal. It really was. I mean, it wasn't a perfect game, let's be real, but I just had so much fun with this game and the level design, and yeah, it's just, there's really nothing much else I can say about it. I mean, this game, it's iconic for a reason, you know, and it's such a different game from the traditional Crash Bandicoot formula, because before this, everything was more linear based, if that makes sense, and you had the warp rooms, and the level design was more, well, linear, whereas this game was more like of a free roam, open world type approach. And you know, say what you will about it, it definitely wasn't perfect. It had a lot of glitches, that's for sure. But it was still fun, you know. And it's such a rare case where a game can be so incomplete and so just obviously unfinished and still remain to be one of the greatest PS2 games ever created, one of the most iconic video games ever, you know? That's very uncommon. Usually games like this get a lot of flack, not just by critics, but by the community. So this game had a lot going for it. So let's go ahead and boot up the game here. That's another thing too, I have so many save files on this game. Oh man, I wish PS2 games had our, like, save time, can't even think of what I'm trying to say. I wish they tracked your time played, basically, but unfortunately they don't do that. Also, fun fact, the lady that plays Coco is the same lady that voiced Jimmy Neutron. Debbie Derryberry is her name. I'll never forget playing Spyro: A Hero's Tale, and they had a trailer for this game on there, and that was how I first got introduced to Crash Bandicoot. This game was my introduction to Crash Bandicoot, and it was through that trailer on Spyro: A Hero's Tale, which is another game. I was thinking about making a video on that game because that was another pretty iconic PS2 game I spent a lot of time in. So yeah, this was a pretty interesting puzzle right here. Kind of annoying because these chickens, they don't always do what you want. Another annoying, well, it's not another annoying aspect, but one of the few annoying things about this game is the fact that, you know, in the other games, when you got hit by a nitro crate, you only took damage. Here you die, no matter what. And I honestly don't know why that is. I mean, obviously it's an issue with the code, but it's interesting because, you know, like, why is that a thing? And you got these monkeys over here. Funny enough, they were originally, I just found out on the cutting room floor, there's a function in the game that allows them to eat the Wumpa fruit, but they just don't do it. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And that's another thing, too. Like, not only was this game super unfinished, but, yeah, the amount of cut content in this game, I mean, there's enough material to probably make, like, 2 or 3 whole games out of it. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, there's cut content within the cut content. Like, it's actually insane just how cut down this game was, you know? And just all the various things that the developers worked on that just never made the final cut. I mean, it's honestly a shame. It really is. And a lot of people have cried out for, like, a remake of some kind, and I'm not opposed to that idea, but at the same time, we have too many damn remakes nowadays, dude. I just, you know, honestly, I think this is a game that they really should just leave in the past. I really think so. With how especially with how the industry is nowadays, I know that if they were to do a remake of some kind, especially with it being by Activision, which I've not been very fond of them recently, I just know they would find some way to butcher it. I know they would. And it's really a shame because, you know, again, I'm not opposed to the idea, I just want them to do it right, you know? I'm not opposed to remakes as long as it's done right and it's fun. You know, that's why I like the Insane trilogy and I like the Reignited trilogy, because they were fun and they incorporated new content and they still found a way to make the old content interesting, you know, and they brought it to a new generation. That was cool, you know, but I don't know, I just recently, with how the industry has been, you know, I don't know. I really would just prefer them to just leave this game in the past. As much as I hate to say that, like, mainly just leave, like, the custom level stuff to, like, the modders. You know, let the modders, like, do their own thing with it. If they want to mess with it, you know, then by all means do it. But an actual remake, like, I want them to do it, but at the same time, I don't want them to do it, you know? I know they would find some way to mess it up. There's actually a really cool trick you can do to get across here without even having to complete any levels in the starting area. If you go over here and you take, which I might have already used it. Oh yeah, I did, never mind. But that ball that you use to make that Wumpa tree, you can just push it all the way back to that rock. And it's a very common tactic used by speedrunners. You take it all the way up there, and the trajectory, like, it just, for some reason, it pushes you all the way back. And you end up, like, skipping, like, 2 whole levels, essentially. Yeah, this game's a broken mess, let me just tell you. Like, it's really broken. But it's fun. And that's what matters, you know? It's definitely better than a lot of the games that come out nowadays, that's for damn sure. But, yeah. You get gems and stuff. Those are returning from the original trilogy. And one of the cool things about the gems in this game is they also give you concept art to view things that were basically in development that never made the final cut. It's really interesting. I mean, it's, you know, it's not much, but it gives you an insight as to what the developers at Traveler's Tales had in mind before the game came out. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is I, Aku Aku.
My duty is to protect you. You may summon me by breaking open these crates. Call me thrice, and I shall grant you special powers. Rest in peace, Mel Winkler, by the way. Yeah, it was Mel Winkler. I do think Greg Eagles did a good job on Aku Aku. don't have anything against him. But Mel Winkler was obviously, he was, you know, the best one. Let me see. Is there an actual... I just want to see something. Oh yeah. That was another thing I read about too. There is a nitro crate up there. I didn't even know about that until recently on the cutting room floor. It's just floating there. And that's not, funny enough, that's not the only misplaced object in this game, by the way. I have a short that I uploaded a few years ago. There's a whole, like, spinning blade hazard sitting outside the boundaries of the engine level, which takes place, like, 6 levels later. And it's just sitting there. And it's hilarious because it's the only time in the game when it's present, and you can only see it by breaking the boundaries. Oh man. This game never ceases to amaze me. It really doesn't. So, this thing right here, right? You have to basically push it, and then, yep, see, and like half the time that happens, and I can never get it into the mouth, and because of that, I can't get the gem now unless I die, and I just don't feel like doing that. So, kind of annoying, but oh well. Come on, follow me, Crash. Stay close and do what I do. Lex Lang also did a really good job on Cortex. Clancy Brown did good too. I was actually pretty surprised as a kid to learn that Clancy Brown did the voice of Cortex and Uka Uka as well. That was really interesting to find that out. I had no idea at first. And then later on, Jess Harnell would go on to voice Crash in Crash of the Titans and Mind Over Mutant, which a lot of people were not fans of, by the way. I don't know why, but you people are crazy. Like, those were good Crash games, let's be real. Those were actually really fun games. And yeah, Jess Harnell voiced Crash in those games, and he also did the voice of Spyro in some, or I think it was just that one Spyro game I mentioned earlier, Spyro Heroes Tale. I could be wrong though. And here's a funny thing about the tribesman. So, obviously you chase him around, and he'll just do that, but then if you ignore him, he just walks around, and even if you approach him, he doesn't do anything. So funny. Oh, and here's another thing. So, there's bats up here, believe it or not. You can't see them, their visibility is not toggled, but you can find this out by just jumping up. You have to jump at the right angle though. It's kind of tricky. It's been a while since I've done it. Yep, see? That's where they are. And you can actually hit them as well. Yep. They're there, they're just completely invisible. So, and that's not the only area that they're found in either. There's another area, although it's a little bit harder to hit them because you can't actually die if you're not careful. And then another interesting thing to note is, let's try this real quick. There used to be a whole level over here in prototype builds. I think it's called Bug Run, which uses a scrap or not scrapped, but it was repurposed for the Classroom Chaos level where you play as Cortex. And there's whole footage of it that you can find online by Game Hut, which is hosted by John Burton, who was the, I think he was the lead developer of this game. It's true, blondes do have more fun. I could quote this game endlessly. And then over here is actually where you would have originally exited that bug run level. So, I'm not sure how early on it was that was removed, but yeah, it did exist at one point. That's another thing too, this music is pretty iconic. I love the music in this game. So good. But yeah, let me know if you guys want me to... I'm thinking about like doing more of these types of videos. Like even doing games that I've already covered. Like I know I did SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, and then I did SpongeBob the movie game. I was thinking about going back to those games as well. Here's another funny thing: you can just touch this water, you don't die or nothing. But yeah, I was thinking about doing that with those games. And I'm still working on my fourth Dreadful Reviews episode. It is going to be Life is Strange 2 Colors. It's just, it's just been sitting on my phone, and it's, taking a while to finish it. Plus, I've been busy with other stuff, so yeah, life is life, I guess. But I will have it finished at some point. I just, bear with me. So yeah, and then over here is where, so it's right up there, and obviously you can't see them, but they're floating up there. Those bats, they're just invisible, so, and I'm not even going to try to hit them because you can die very easily from that. And then another cutscene. I'm okay. The spikes broke my fall. And then coming up is another pretty iconic cutscene. It's funny, sometimes it breaks those boxes and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. Here's the cutscene. Hey, yeah, you. I've been doing this for 10 stinking years. Back and forward, and I'm sick of it! But I'm not gonna do it no more. Here's another fun fact coming up here soon. So, the hoverboard that Cortex rides during the boss fight is actually controllable. There is actually an invisible hoverboard floating right behind where Cortex is. And it's pretty much impossible to reach unless you use glitches. But there is a whole control scheme, believe it or not, that was programmed into the game that goes completely unused because the hoverboard was supposed to be used in a separate cut level that was also cut from the game. So, yeah. Again, man, this game, if you don't know about the cut content in this game, like, just Google it, just research it on YouTube, do whatever you can. I mean, this game has so much cut content. It's honestly insane. And I bet you there's still stuff in this game that has yet to be found. It's honestly crazy, man. It really is. Oh, this was in the trailer, too. Surprised to see me, Crash. Like the fleas in your fur, I keep coming back. 3 years I spent alone in the frozen Antarctic wastes. And I missed you. I remember one of the complaints about Wrath of Cortex is that a lot of these guys appear, but you don't fight them. Which I agree, it was kind of silly that they brought them back and they're just there, but here they actually do return, and, I think that was pretty cool. I especially like this fight, and the music here is really good. Yeah, the music in this game is all done by acapella, by the way, just so you know. Yeah, it's pretty talented people they got to make the music. I'll tell you one thing, it's definitely better than a lot of the trash that comes out nowadays. The things these kids are into nowadays on TikTok and all, it's ridiculous. You can actually ride the plasma blast too, that's another glitch. And yeah, this guy, Mecha Bandicoot, was supposed to be playable in his own separate levels. He is playable in the final game, it's just for a very short section in the in boss fight. But he was supposed to have his own levels in the game at some point. They just never made the cut. And there's even whole unused animations and everything that go unused as a result. He somehow managed to hit Cortex. But yeah, and then Coco was also supposed to be a playable character as well, if you didn't know that. Yeah, she was... I mean, she is in the final game, she's just not playable. Apparently she was supposed to be in a level where you went to Cortex Castle, which would have been interesting. Here's one of the most iconic levels in the game. The roller brawl level, aka Cavern Catastrophe. And you can actually go back up here, and if you look closely, it's kind of hard to see because of the camera angle. If you look closely, yeah, you can see Engine is just sitting up there. That's pretty interesting. A lot of games do that, like if there's like actors, or in this case characters that take place in a scene, they usually hide them away in separate areas that you otherwise can't get to. There's a lot of cases like that in this game. That's not the only one. And this, funny enough, is one of the only cases where a death route actually comes into play in real life. It is the only case. And you get one gem out of it, and that's it. Yeah, death routes were things that appeared in a lot of times on separate occasions in the original trilogy, and they only appear once here, at least if I remember correctly. Yeah, like I said, you die instantly by touching the nitro, so you definitely don't want to do that. This game is pretty iconic. Like I said, I spent a lot of time playing this as a kid. And there's some animations, some funny animations you can get out of this. There's one that was actually featured on the, yeah, this one. That's on the front cover, by the way. Deb's over here getting kinky. There's not really much else to say about this level. Yeah, it is what it is, really. You kind of have to be careful over here hitting these boxes, because you can accidentally hit the nitro plate. It's always so satisfying picking up a bunch of those Wumpa fruit. And then this clear gem was kind of annoying to get to, because these boxes, you have to be very careful with positioning yourself. It's very easy to fall here. And we somehow did it. This cutscene right here is also kind of bugged as well. Like right there, like sometimes it'll show just a completely different angle like that. It's so weird.
Power crystal.
There's also a crystal in this game that doesn't count, by the way. It's the one in Classroom Chaos right before you play as Nino. I haven't seen that one documented very well online, but I remember seeing and noticing that as a kid, and it threw me off because I think the final gem count, or power crystal count, is like 12 or something, and it's actually 13 because of that crystal. Yeah, for some reason Aku Aku does not appear here, and that's evident when you press on the, or when you collect the Aku Aku masks. He just doesn't appear. I don't know why. It's probably something to do with the coding again. I don't really know, but that was another interesting fact I noticed, is that he's just gone for some reason. And I'll show you. So there should be, yeah, there's an Aku Aku mask over here. See, look at that, he's just not even there. I think he's invisible is what it is. Grab this little weirdo. Yeah, I always noticed that, like, it took me a while to, like, really pay attention to it as well, and every time I play this level, I can't help but notice it, like, Aku Aku is just invisible. But then again, it doesn't matter, because he doesn't really provide any protection in this game. Like I said, you can literally get instantly killed from the nitro crates. And look at how many of these crates they put there. That was another thing I thought was weird too, because the other games had box gems, which you had to get by breaking every box in a specific level, and this game doesn't have that. I always thought that was weird. It also doesn't have the relics either, the time relics, which, you know, in a way I'm actually thankful for, especially after playing the Insane Trilogy. That one Stormy Ascent level, getting the gold relic and that, yeah, I never want to do that again. Here's something else fun that you can do. You can just throw them down there. Oh, that was pretty funny. Cortex just ignores any boundaries given to him when it comes to throwing him. And if you die here, you also... so, a funny thing about this level is, or this cutscene coming up is, if you fall off or die at any point before activating it, you're also soft locked because you can't move or anything. I did that one time as a kid, and I couldn't move or anything. I always like just watching Cortex shoot the rats. The rats are moving with a sinking ship. It's a quote later on in the game by Entropy. Let's get this gem. Even if you don't manage to hit the gem, Cortex will just walk up and grab it anyway. Just a little fun fact. There is apparently a misplaced Wumper fruit. Yeah, it's just right underneath there. I read about that recently on the cutting room floor. Yeah, see, you just die instantly. Somehow Cortex didn't die though, which was weird. Yeah, you kind of have to be careful. It's very easy to lose trajectory and hit these nitro crates. You definitely don't want to do that in this game. See, if it was any other Crash game, you'd be fine. But here, oh, it's it's like a death wish, essentially. This part was always so satisfying. Getting all these Wumper fruits. And then something else I remember doing as a kid, something that happened to me while I was playing. I remember I got to this point, and I threw Cortex over here, and he just froze in place. Literally just froze in midair. I don't remember where it happened at. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah. He just freezes in midair. And the only way to fix that is if you die and reload the save. Or just die in general. That's so funny. Yeah, he'll just freeze in midair. This part was always pretty cool. Getting chased by a drill. I think everyone enjoys something like that every now and then. If you're not getting chased by drills, you're not living life. There's more boxes. Something else I always love doing is I love taking Cortex and like apparently the drill despawned. But I always loved just throwing Cortex and then just going all the way over here, activating the cutscene. And he'll just stay there and then he'll just fly all the way back. It's so funny. And you can also walk in place too if you kept moving before the cutscene ended. Always thought that was interesting. That life, I'm pretty sure, is hard, like impossible to collect because the acid instantly kills you. I don't think I've ever collected that life on any of my playthroughs, ever. But now we're approaching. Well, we'll get to it in just a moment, but let's get through this cutscene first. There's the evil twins. Funny fact about this cutscene, you can see in the background the farm was in a different, well, not a different location, but the mountain didn't exist at this point whenever this cutscene was made. So this was based on an early design phase of the game, which is interesting because, you know, it really just goes to show you just how much it's another one of those little pieces of just how much of a jumbled mess this game really is. Like, this game was basically a loose thread in development, let's be real. But and you can actually, even though you're not supposed to, because there is supposed to be a greedy worm here, you can actually reach the farm early before you complete Totem Hokum, and I can probably show you if it works. It's kind of tricky because you have to time your jumps just right. Yeah. Sometimes that thing, if it lands far enough, it'll just fall through the map. We go up here. This is where we're supposed to go. Now, one thing I didn't know for the longest time is that there's a life crate here. But this is where the next level is. However, you can actually, you have to really time it. You can jump over that rock over there, and you can actually skip the level. It's really tricky to do because the timing is just, you have to time it just right, and it's just not very easy. There is also a hog here. He's in this area. I forget where he is though. Couldn't find him. But you can defeat him, and if you do, he won't appear in this cutscene. Just a fun fact.
How I envy the simple life of the tribes folk.
The way his belly jiggles.
Living in harmony with Mother Nature, the noble boar, the humble bumblebee.
And this music is interesting because it's actually based on the flight of the bumblebee, which you might have already known that. I didn't know that for the longest time. One of the few game mechanics that actually got used more than once. Because it is used towards the end of the game. But that's about it. There was apparently supposed to be a level that was like a play on this mechanic, but it was backwards. You had to actually inflict damage on Cortex, and you had to play as Evil Crash, which is a character that doesn't appear until much later in the game. I always thought that was pretty interesting. That would have been really cool as a concept, but unfortunately, just like pretty much everything else with this game, it never made the cut. For some reason, the Wumper Fruit right here is really, like, see, you can't collect that. Well, actually, okay, never mind, you could. Usually, you can't grab it. It's interesting. This bear has some really interesting, properties. He ignores pretty much everything. Like, I'll show you. Like, you could literally, slam this thing on him and he'll just ignore it. Like, see, he just goes straight through it. And I think after that he just, like, despawns or just moves away. That's so weird. He must have been a late addition to this level, because he's not even there anymore. Double G. Cortex gets abducted. Now here we are at Totem Hokum, or the second part of it anyway. Apparently, Fake Crash from Crash 3 was supposed to be in this game as a cameo, and I believe he was supposed to appear in this level. I read about that. I don't remember where was on a wiki site somewhere. But yeah, he was supposed to be in the game at some point. I can't even. Oh, well, I can't mimic their sound, but I can die. That's for sure. This part's kind of tricky. You have to duck in the boat and just hope that he doesn't catch you. And then the timing here is really weird. Like, I was always so nervous I was going to miss it, and half the time I did. Because he always liked to throw those spikes. And then we got one more. I think this is where you can avoid. I think it's because what happens is. So, let me see. Okay, so. Yeah, so that's how you avoid them. You just take damage from the boar and you can, like, completely avoid the spikes. And then he'll just stay like that. Just another fun glitch about this game. And then this is where we meet one of the more annoying enemy types in this game. These guys. Their, like, collision is really weird. Like, it's so hard to avoid that spike. And it's really unnecessarily hard. Like, I've died so many times to them. And then this gem right here is kind of tricky because... Actually, how did I look at that? Come on, man. There we go. But yeah, see, the shadow is kind of hard to follow. So half the time you'll just fall off if you're not careful. Yeah, see, like right there. That doesn't matter anyway, I already got it. Here's another pretty iconic part of this game. Chase the greedy worm. I read that apparently this music was supposed to be used in a scrapped UFO level for Cortex, but they ended up just repurposing it for this level. If that's true, then that's pretty wild. But there's even like concept art of Cortex in a UFO. That would have been interesting, but of course, because of how rushed this game was, unfortunately we couldn't access it. Somehow I did not take damage though. I always love the music here. This gem was really annoying because it took so long to get, so I'm not going to bother with it. And then Papa Papa's just sitting inside there. You can't really interact with him though, he doesn't do anything. And he just spawns in the background right there. See, and then what I don't understand is he just slides off the waterfall and then he's completely fine as soon as you get to the farm. Clearly there was some type of scrapped scenario that would have taken place between this and when you got to the farm that they just, I guess they forgot to implement or something, I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened. Yeah, this game, it's a mess, man, but it's a good mess. You know, it's actually a fun game. It's way better than a lot of the stuff we get nowadays. I've always wanted to know, like, if you come back here and somehow you get up there, if those guys are still over there. I don't think they are, though. But yeah, like, once you jump down here, there's, like, no way to come back up. Like, the cliff is too high. There's another cutscene that was in the trailer of the game.
The farmer's market is tomorrow, and my wampa trees won't grow. For my orchard is riddled with greedy worms. If you rid my land of these pests, I'll give you this power crystal.
I'm a little scientist. What do you expect? This isn't a game. So, here's an interesting thing. You might already know what this is. This is arguably one of the most iconic glitches in video game history. So all you gotta do is just jump out here. What? Okay, let's try that again. No idea what happened there. Yeah, you see how messed up this game is? Like, the weirdest shit can happen at the most unexplainable times.
I'm an evil scientist. What do you expect?
This isn't a game. Alright, let's try this again. So, let me showcase what normally happens. So when you get close enough to this fence, Cortex just... he lets go and he just goes back to near this dead corpse. However, you can't actually abuse this, and if we do it right this time, which I hope we did. Oh, okay, there's not. But there is a way to... Wait, what? Did he die again? Oh, I guess not. How do you do that again? I forget. There is a way to do it. It's been a while since I've done it, though, so I am kind of rusty. Okay, so let's see. Maybe if I do this. Oh. It might be bad. I might have messed up here. Let me see. I really hope I didn't mess this up. Are you kidding me? Why did that worm not spawn? He's supposed to spawn after you complete... Oh, man. Well, this is great. I really don't want to go through Tug and Hokum again. I really don't. I just want to be done. Let me see. I'm gonna try this again. See if I can get it to actually work this time. Maybe if I do this. Oh, that really didn't work. Oh, never mind. We got it. We're good. Okay, that's what I was trying to show earlier, by the way.
For my orchard is riddled with greedy worms. If you rid my land of these pests, I'll give you this.
That's a weird
power
camera
crystal.
angle. I've never seen that before. Usually it shows them from the front.
I'm an evil scientist. What do you expect?
See, you find something new with this game every single day. It's probably because of the way I approach it. But, yeah, this game... Okay. Let's see if I can do it this time. I really want to showcase this glitch. I'm just going to continue on as normal because I can't get the glitch to work.
Crash.
Alright. I never understood the point of this minigame. Like, it's kind of just here and that's it. And it's like the only one in the entire game. To be fair, I think they were planning on implementing other minigames in here, but they just didn't have enough time. We're gonna fight Tikimon.
I tell you, you boys have been doing swell. Just swell.
I want some of that popcorn.
We've been taking in the sights of Twinsanity Island here. Nice the totem gods.
Funny enough, Lava Caves was actually a cut level from this game. Yeah, that level was cut pretty... I don't know when it was cut, but it was pretty late in development, I know that. There was also Gonna Bit Coco as well. That was another cut level. That one arguably made it the farthest in development. Also, whatever you do, do not touch Tikimon, because you will take damage. And I'm talking about after he dies. You will still die. And, worst case scenario, you'll also have to replay the entire boss fight. That's the only time he mentions that, by the way.
Yes. In the dark ocean of my intellect swims a magnificent whale of a plan. To the laboratory! We're not beaten yet. The game is on.
It was supposed to be 2 new dimensions, but we ran out of time. Alright. So now... let me... get this checkpoint. And then... you know, actually... I know something better I can do. Because I don't really feel like going over there right now. I really want to showcase that glitch. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. You just touch Tikimon, he dies. Or you die. So we go back here. Cortex should be down here. Yeah, he is. I'm gonna watch this stupid cutscene again.
Won't grow. For my orchard is
By this point, you've probably had like 5 farmer markets. With how many times I've had to watch this cutscene. This man has literally just been dying over and over again.
Medieval scientist, what do you expect? This isn't a game.
Come on, I want to do this so badly. Did he go down there? No, he didn't. Still went over here. Come on. I don't remember how to get this glitch to work. It's so weird, man. Okay, maybe I have to be like really fast or something. I know this glitch works. I know you can do this. It's just for some reason, it's just not wanting to work. At least the worm's here. See, I keep... here. It sounds like he's going down there, but he's not. Wait a second. I think I know what it is. Well, now I gotta watch the cutscene again. Oh man, I'm so good at this game.
My wampa trees won't grow, for my orchard is riddled with
You've said that
greedy
like
worms.
6 times now.
If you rid my land of these pests, I'll give you this power crystal. Medieval scientist, what do you expect? This isn't a game.
Okay, so let's do. So if we do this, and then we go down here, he should come out now. Yep. Okay, that's how you do it. Oh my god, so stupid. But yeah, this is one of the most infamous glitches in the pretty much in video game history. Like, this in of itself is so easy to manipulate, although I say that and look at how long it took me to get it. But yeah, you can literally take him pretty much anywhere you want to go. But do be forewarned, because this glitch will corrupt your save file if you're not careful. Yeah, it will ruin, like, if you have 100% save, you best turn off autosave, because it will corrupt your save file. I can't believe it took me that long to get it worked out. I forgot you had to get him to shoot at the chickens, and then buy some time, and then jump down there, and then he'll run to you. It's been a while since I've done it, though. This is the first time in, like, at least a couple years.
I'm an evil scientist. What do you expect? This isn't a game.
But let's try it again. So do that, and then go down here, and then he should come this way. Yep, there he is. And then you literally just can take him anywhere. You can take him to levels where he's not supposed to be in. You can literally take him to fight himself in the Mecha Bandicoot boss fight. That's how broken this game is. He almost fell down. Yeah, I do think this game was supposed to incorporate two-player at some point, which is why this was such a big mechanic. I always thought it was weird that you couldn't play as Cortex in these scenarios. You couldn't, like, hook up a second controller and play Cortex. That was so strange. But when you look at this game's history, it's pretty easy to see why. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I'm going to end it off here. I don't really have much else to say, other than I really enjoy coming back to this game. I always, to be fair, this is a game, I can boot this up any day, and, you know, it doesn't matter how bad of a mood I'm in, this game always puts me in a good mood. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I might maybe do another one of these on this game if I feel like it. I don't want to make too many Crash Twinsanity videos, but I have really enjoyed this, and I do plan on doing similar style videos with other games, so be on the lookout for those, and let me know what games you would like me to see, like me to play next in the future, and possibly do reviews of. But I gotta do the Life is Strange series first, so bear with me on that. But regardless, without further ado, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everyone, and have a good night.
Tick, tick, tick,